Hi traders, this is Forex Nelson and I'm back again today with another 5 trades. Today's date is September the 14th. I took yesterday off as I had some things to do, but I'm back trading again. And as I said, I took 5 trades. They were around 8 o'clock in the morning, between 8 and this was the last one I popped in. I did the Euro Aussie twice, as it did do the pullback on the Euro Aussie. It did do a pullback, and that's when I entered another position. So now before I get into these trades, I would like to inform you that all trading systems will work less than 50% of the time. And that includes all my trigger systems. Now, it took me 8 years and over 700 trading systems to learn that. And all new traders will do exactly the same thing. They think they're going to buy a system and it's going to work 95% of the time. But there's no such thing as that. Now, if you want to get that to a much higher success rate, you will have to learn how to trade the flow of the market, which is what I teach. You will also have to learn trade management and money management. To be successful in trading, all you need is a lot of chart time, a lot of demo trading, and a lot of education. I provide the education. You must buy the education and then do the homework, or you will fail at trading. I highly suggest putting in more than one trade at a time, as no one knows which pair will move the greatest number of pips. That is why I place 3 or more trades at a time. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. This will encourage me to do more of these videos. If you leave your name and email address, I will put you on my email list for free weekly trading tips. Now remember, when you pick up the Super Trader, I'll show you how you can get your hands on this trading simulator. It is a great app for the MT4 platform. It allows you to keep practicing over the weekend or anytime you want. 7 days a week, market open, market closed, doesn't make any difference. It'll allow you to put in hundreds of trades and you will be able to fine-tune your trading skills until you become a much better trader. You can do the equivalent of 1 year's worth of trades over the weekend. And this is a direct result of how I went from well under 100 pips a day to well over 100 pips a day. So I can only highly recommend that you get your hands on this trading simulator. Okay, so let's move on to these trades. Pound Aussie was the first one. Also keep in mind, before I do pull the trigger, I drill down the lights from the higher time frames. I put a vertical line when I'm starting to drill down the lights, and then I put an arrow in. This arrow, I manually put it in. It's quite simple, not difficult. Arrow up. And that reminds me, as I'm going through 16 instruments down here, and sometimes it's tricky to try to remember, should I be buying or should I be selling? So this way here, I don't forget. So I'm buying. Let's see where I got in at. Higher time frames said the trend is up. Now I always know that price can come back to the goal line. And that's exactly what happened here. Did a pullback of 30 pips or so. And finally, I closed it out. I knew I was going to have a winner. And that's the biggest problem, especially with new traders. They get the direction right many times, but they put in a 10 or 15 or 20 pip stop. I used to do it too. And so that would have been a loser, whereas my trading on this pair is a winner, producing roughly 17 pips. And 17 pips On the pound Aussie, paid $1,246. Now we can move on to this Euro Aussie. As I mentioned earlier, I took the trade. I took two positions. I knew when I took the first one, I knew that it could come back to around the goal line, and which is exactly what it did. So let's see. We'll start with this one, which 816. Yeah, this was the first one I put in. Time-wise was at 816. There's the pullback I was telling you about. Remember, 10 or 20 pips will not hold. And that's like 40 pips went against me. I wasn't too worried about it. As soon as I saw this blue candle, I knew I was gonna end up being a winner. And that winner produced 21 pips. And 21 pips on this first trade on the Euro Aussie paid $1,538. Now let's see where I got in the second time. Drag and drop it up. As I said, the first one was here, and the second one was here. This one still went against me, 11 pips. Wasn't too worried about it there. On this one, I knew a smaller stop would hold. It was only like 12, it's about 12 pips. And this one here, make sure I get the right one here. This one here produced 34 pips, and 34 pips on the Euro Aussie paid $2,494. Remember, as long as you know the higher time frames, which direction it's going, you can put in, multiple positions. So moving right along now to I did two future pairs here, S&P, and these future pairs will jump around, so 10 pips definitely will not hold. So let's see, S&P 500. I sold these two at the bottom. That's the arrow, and then it did this. And by the way, there was some high impact news this morning, and looks like the S&P 500 was affected by it. Remember, always keep an eye on the high impact news, as sometimes this will happen. Let's see where I got in at. Sold it here. Now it went quite a bit against me, but I knew that the higher time frames were saying sell, so I just have to weather this storm. Not a big deal. I ended up locking in. I could have locked in a lot more, but I was happy with looks like 6 points or 60 pips or ticks, whatever you want to call it. And those pips ended up producing $2,875. Okay, let's move on to the Russell. This is another one was affected by the news, and I knew that the news was coming out. I was hoping it was just going to, instead of going up, I was hoping it was just going to tank, but that never did happen. But once the news settled down, the higher time frames pulled it back in that direction. Could have ended up making a lot more, but how many pips and ticks do you really want per day? I was very happy with this total when I closed out my trades, and it looks like I ended up with 9 points or 90 pips, whichever way you want to, ticks, whichever way you want to look at it. And those ticks and pips ended up paying $9,100. So another great day of trading, another beginning of this week for me anyhow, is a perfect way to start the week using my super trader. I just did the math on the ticks and the pips. It came to 222 pips. And those 222 pips and ticks paid out $17,254. So if your system is not producing, on a daily basis like my Super Trader, I suggest you get your hands on it. To do so, all you have to do is look right below this video and you'll see this right up. My Super Trader system, I do charge $250 for it. I teach how to trade the flow of the market. If you don't learn this, you'll never succeed. Now my system has over 4 gigabytes of training, and you'll get an exact copy of my system on your MT4 platform. Now it comes with 5 MT4 templates, 12 custom indicators, and my favorite meter. Now I threw in a lot of PDF books, a lot of Word documents, and 9 bonus videos. Now I do teach a lot of ways to trade here, and that's why there's 45 training videos. My number one way of trading is a great way to trade. They weren't all that way today. And one of the videos I did was how to backtest using the trading simulator that you will receive. And it's about 50 minutes long, and it's packed with tons of tips and tricks that really should help your trading. Now you can put this video on pause and read everything in here, all the different ways that I teach how to trade the markets. If you have any questions at all, quite simple, pick up the phone and call me. Here's my number. If you live too far, simple, just send me an email. Remember, there's an underscore here. I really do prefer Skype. Made it easy for you. Just click on this link. We'll have immediate connection through Skype, and through Skype screen sharing I'll give you a free session. It'll probably last about 45 minutes depending on how many questions you have. And I'll give you some tips and tricks. Keep in mind there's no obligation to you. Now if you click on this link right here, you'll see 35 screenshots of all the trigger systems I've been building over the years. So it's just about time to wrap up this video. And I'll repeat it one more time. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So until the next trading day, good luck with your trading, and remember to keep yourself and your family safe. Okay, bye for now.